All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about how to finish the Ezekiel choke from mount. It's one of those techniques you need to learn as a white and a blue belt. It's not going to make you any friends, but you will get a lot of taps from it. All right, so I'm attacking my opponent in mounted position. I'm unable to move his hands or be able to set up any choke, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop my chest down on top of his hands, trapping them to his chest, and then I'm looking to put my hand behind his head. All right, now in order for me to finish an Ezekiel choke, I can't just let him see what I'm doing. As you see, I'm putting in shoulder pressure and he's turning his head this direction, and I try to go for my Ezekiel. He's going to stop because he can see what I'm doing there. So whenever I want to attack the Ezekiel choke in the mount position, I keep that shoulder pressure, but I'm going to drop my head next to his face, and I'm going to turn my head and face into him. That's going to help expose the neck area where I want to be at anyway, and that's going to allow me to set in a nice tight Ezekiel choke. All right, so when I do my Ezekiel, I don't use my pinky because I have fat hands, so if you can use your pinky, go ahead, but I use 3 fingers in. So I'm going to stick 3 fingers into my gi right here. I'm going to make a fist with my fist, and I'm going to just take this, I'm going to wrap it around, I'm going to stick it in his throat. Once I've got my hand over, I pull it to the side, all right? I pull it over as tight as I can to the side. My elbows are nice and wide so I don't get rolled and lose position here, right? And then to finish my Ezekiel choke, I'm going to scissor my hands, making it close and pushing my fist into his throat. So basically what's happening in there that you can't see in the hole is my hand is here, all right? So when I go to finish, I do this motion right here in order to close and finish that Ezekiel choke. All right, guys, now we're going to show you a couple of options that you can attack with when your opponent knows how to defend the Ezekiel choke properly. All right, so I'm in the mounted position. I'm attacking the arms. I'm trying to attack the collars. My opponent's defending properly, so I'm going to decide to drop my chest down on top of his arms, and I'm looking for that underhook behind his head. Okay, so once I've established the underhook behind his head, I'm going to go for my Ezekiel choke. So I'm going to drop my face down. I'm going to turn his face in the other direction. I'm going to feed my hand in, and for some reason he knows that's coming, and he starts to defend it. Now, as he starts to defend it, he opens up his armpits, okay? So as he opens his armpits, I'm going to take that space away from him so that he can't have it back. Now I'm going to abandon my Ezekiel choke, but I'm going to keep this hand behind the head, and I'm going to start to attack this arm here. So if he's got it pinned down here, I'm going to get behind that elbow, move that thing across his body, and put my chest on top of it. Once I've got my chest on top of it, I'm going to slide my knee up to the top of his head, really putting a lot of pressure on the top of here so he can't escape this position. Now I'm going to start to throw over my mounted triangle, all right? So my leg's going to throw over and into this position. All right, so from here, I'm going to go ahead and start my first attack. My first attack is going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this up and try to get my arm bar before I ever try to finish this triangle. Now, if I'm going to finish the triangle, right, I'm going to keep my leg here. I'm going to put my hand on the mat so that I can put my leg behind my foot, and I can finish the mounted triangle from here, getting my tap. Or again, I can attack the arm. I never drop or try to roll out of this position because I'd much rather stay on top and dominate. Okay, so you guys give that a try. Let us know what you think.